Hello again, Rob Brough. Tonight, protesters arrested in Gladstone after painting a message on a coal ship designed to catch the attention of the UN delegation. Claims Rockhampton Council workers are banned from speaking to councillors. The resources boom drives a motorbike boom as cashed-up miners treat themselves. And a Rockhampton vet calls on pet owners to put their pooches on a diet after seeing a rise in overweight animals. We'll have all the details tonight at 6. See you then.
Tonight, protesters tag a coal ship in Gladstone.
Claims council workers are under a gag order.
The mining boom drives a Harley boom.
And moves to put fat dogs on a diet.
Serving Central Queensland with Rob Brough and Joanne Desmond. This is 7 Local News.
Good evening. Thanks very much for joining us.
Good evening.
A coal terminal development and a public message from activists have marked UNESCO's arrival in Gladstone. The World Heritage Committee delegates took a tour of the harbour and ports before spending the afternoon in back-to-back meetings.
Greenpeace left a welcome mark for UNESCO delegates just before dawn. On the same day the heritage examiners arrived, another coal terminal has reached a development milestone, with Brisbane's Tenement to Terminal submitting its initial advice statement to the state government.
We have a number of significant coal mines who are in negotiation with us now for space at the terminal.
The terminal is expected to open in 2017. Anita Theodoro, 7 News.
Water quality samples taken from Gladstone Harbour after Orica's alleged discharge breaches have found no detectable levels of cyanide. The tests were taken on Friday near the plant's release diffuser and potential stormwater runoff areas. An environmental protection order was issued to the company last Thursday, halting its wastewater releases unless authorised. DERM officers remain on site to monitor the situation.
There are new claims that Rockhampton Council staff are banned from speaking directly with councillors. But the CEO denies there's a hush order and councillors are divided on the allegation.
Councillor Stephen Schwarten says council staff are under a gag order. 7 Local News asked the CEO if such a policy exists. In a statement, he said, "There is no such policy. Councillors are free to communicate and liaise with staff across the organisation. However, councillors cannot direct officers, which is in line with the Local Government Act." Councillors Rutherford and Brady believe there's no problem, but Councillor Bell says there can be better communication and there's a lot to be worked on. Eamon Atkinson, 7 News.
The cost of pushing forward with the long-awaited upgrade to the Gladstone Entertainment Centre has skyrocketed. After its completion, the $34 million project is expected to be in the red for 14 years. And ahead tonight in 7 Local News, flying fox problems continue for Cabra.
And the fight for greater awareness of a common condition.
You're watching 7 Local News. Security has been beefed up at Rockhampton's Rockpool Water Park after a series of break-ins. Thieves have already targeted the venue more than 4 times this year.
A Rockhampton nurse is leading the way to raise awareness for endometriosis. Kimberly Cheel, who's been battling the condition now for years, is reaching out to other sufferers. And she's this week's local hero.
Kimberly Cheel has a tough job on her hands, and it's not caring for little Albert. An information session will be held this Saturday at the Rockhampton Women's Health Centre. For more information, contact Kimberly on 0420 976 482. Sally Prosser, 7 News.
Reminder, of course, if you know a local hero doing extraordinary work in our community, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at localnews@7.com.au.
A TV comedian from the Netherlands will tell his 2 million viewers about an unforgettable encounter with a whale shark on the Great Barrier Reef. He was one of 4 divers lucky enough to get up close with the majestic creature.
How's this for beginner's luck? 4 novice divers meet the gentle giant during their first plunge into the Great Barrier Reef. The international tourists couldn't believe their luck. Even experienced divers might never see a whale shark.
I didn't believe it at first, and then because none of them really could appreciate what they had seen.
Michelle Bertray, 7 News.
Yeah, that is some story. Now, we've got a Rocky athlete tonight, Nathan, who is following in his dad's footsteps, mate.
That's right, Broughy. The father-son duo are an impressive double act in track and field. We'll have more next, plus the youthful Capras prepare a round 1 ambush for the Sunshine Coast.
After the local news, Queensland-based retailer Wow to close 15 stores, leaving more than 500 people out of work. Exclusive, the new speed camera hotspots being targeted by police. Antarctic tourists stunned as an iceberg cracks up, and Harry does a runner on the world's fastest man.
You're watching 7 Local News. The Capras are banking on a newfound passion for their jersey to help them overcome their underdog status this season. John Harben has worked hard to instil pride in his young squad, and it goes on the line this weekend in the season opener against fellow battlers, the Sunshine Coast. Emerging Central Queensland track and field star Darcy Coombs is preparing to contest the national titles in 4 separate disciplines. With his father Darren also an accomplished athlete, Darcy doesn't have to look too far for inspiration. I lost track of all the events Darcy and Darren will be competing in. What a duo.
Good mates.
Yeah,
that's great stuff.
So with us, Livio will have all the weather details for us shortly.
Well, good evening, folks. Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Some of us saw a few showers in the Capricornia today. They'll still be there tomorrow, just so light chances and we won't even notice them. Sun should be out for the weekend, hopefully. 24-hour rainfalls until 9 o'clock this morning. Melrose, 37 millimetres. Banana had 10 mils. Jambin, 7. And temperatures today, Rockhampton 31 degrees. Emerald 30, 31 for Gladstone, and Biloela also 31 degrees. Looking on the satellite picture, you can sort of track the southeasterly surge that's been moving up through the Central Coast. It dumped heaps of rain, especially through the Whitsundays last night, even the Coalfields. And now the head of the surge is probably around the Herbert Burdekin. Certainly around Harvey Range, there's quite a few echoes on radar. It'll continue to move north. Let's have a look at the chart then. The low has continued to move north. It's weakened as we expected it to, and the surge behind it, which is represented by the really tightly packed isobars, has, as I've said, reached the Central Coast, even the Herbert Burdekin now, and in its wake we've got some pretty strong winds. At the moment there's a warning just for Capricorn waters. On tomorrow's chart the warning should ease. No more strong winds, not even in Capricorn waters, simply because the isobars start to open apart. The low will start to merge in with the trough, so things will start to improve, and in the southeast things will also become mostly fine. And now the Bureau's forecasts. In coastal waters from St Lawrence to Burnett Heads, a strong wind warning is current. South-southeasterlies blowing 25 to 30 knots tomorrow, and then winds should ease to 15 to 20 by the afternoon. Tomorrow's high tides, 8:54 in the morning at Roslyn Bay, 9:07 at Gladstone, 9:02 at Port Alma. Capricornia District forecast, we're expecting 1 or 2 brief flurries about tomorrow, but overall it should be a mostly fine day. Central Highlands and Coalfields tomorrow could bring on a light sprinkle, also a possible storm in the north, but it should be fine everywhere else. Tomorrow's temps, Rockhampton 32 degrees, Gladstone 29, Biloela 30, Emerald 31. Rockhampton City forecast, fine and sunny for tomorrow. The outlook is for temperatures mostly in the low 30s. I've been asked this question twice in the same week. Can it hail at night? Sure it can, but it hardly ever does. Hail-producing storms rely on the heat of the day to generate powerful rising air currents that can lift moisture up to 60,000 feet. At these altitudes, frozen raindrops are kept in suspension long enough to grow into big chunks of ice. By late afternoon, there's not normally enough heat to sustain these funnels of rising air, so the ice chunks fall to the ground like a sack of potatoes, and the show's all over by sundown. Thanks for the probing question. Have a mighty fine evening, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Thanks very much, Liv, and lovely having you company, folks. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night.
And if you have a story for us, our email is localnews@7.com.au. And from all of us here, good night.
Good night.